Hi, guys. Welcome to Weekly Travel Updates. I am your host, Melinda Fargas, and I am adjusting my camera. It is almost the end of October, thus the pink. I am a survivor. I am on year 15. Thank you, Lord. I do know from where my strength comes from. Well, you've gotten into weekly travel updates, and tonight I've got to tell you about some crazy stories. But first, today was a big announcement by Carnival Cruise Line's brand ambassador, John Heald, and he came out and said, if you are late for dinner, you could be turned away and sent up to the Lido deck to the buffet. What would you think of that? Several customers didn't like it, but it's really just not fair because what happens is when you're late, you could be a party of 3 at a table of 8, and that table of 8 comes in and they have to wait till you finish your dessert before you get up and leave, and then they get to set. So it's going to be a new hard rule. So don't be late. Speaking of Carnival, they also celebrated today 25 years in Galveston, Texas. That blew me away. I could not believe it had been 25 years. And their third big piece of news is they have the Mardi Gras back up and running, 187-ton ship, and she is ready for service. Well, I'm going to tell you tonight about the airline who allowed 5 million passengers' personal information to be taken in a data breach. And I'm going to tell you about 30 big quakes that happened over this weekend, 20 of which I'm going to show you on the map are on the Ring of Fire. Things are happening. And then I'm going to update you on that Disney cruise story where the dad jumped overboard after the 5-year-old fell out of a open metal porthole. I told you about that recently. Anyway, the dad and the girl are safe, but more news came out this week and it shocked everybody. Okay, let's talk about what is going on in Australia. In Australia, if you were a frequent flyer, you would fly Qantas. If you're in the United States, Delta is the airline of choice. In Australia, it's Qantas. And they had a data breach so severe that 5 million travelers' information was released. And I don't just mean their name. I'm talking about their email address. What it said was Qantas Airlines confirmed that hackers, dang, it's so small I can't read it. That hackers stole and leaked personal data. All more than 5 million customers on the dark web. And it is setting them up for cyber attacks. According to Guardian Incorporated, the leak included the customers' names, email addresses, phone numbers, birth dates, frequent flyer membership information. And they stated that no financial details were provided. But, if you are a frequent flyer on Qantas, they can about guess. Well, they could at least put you in a category of wants or not wants to reach out and get you. Anyway, it is everywhere, and it'll give me 1 second to throw in a plug of Mom and I, David, my brother, who was here this weekend because it was his birthday too, and Greyson's birthday, I'll tell you in a minute. We all have IDShield. It's part of Legal Shield, and it, I guess, would be similar to a LifeLock situation, but or their program, but it's a monthly expense that just gives me peace of mind. Okay, let me show you. I'm going to share my screen and show you where these big earthquakes happened. So this is the Ring of Fire. If you could see my finger, start at 12 noon and you're in Alaska, and you're going down to 1 o'clock and you're still in Canada, Vancouver at 1:30, San Francisco at 3 o'clock, Los Angeles just after that. Well, all of these dots are earthquakes that have happened this weekend. And all of these are with a magnitude of 5.0 or highest. Let's see. These were the highest, and the ones that are in Tokyo and look up here in Alaska. This is serious because they live on permafrost. So when earthquakes happen there, boy, it shifts a lot. I mean, roads completely move. I think it's pretty scary, guys. All right, let's go back. Okay. I want to tell you next about let me tell you about the Disney cruise thing first. All right. So I gave you a story a couple weeks ago about this dad who a 5-year-old girl was sitting for a photo in a metal porthole on the Disney cruise ship. It was traveling and the girl fell off. Well, before you know it, the dad is in the water and he has jumped overboard to save her. Lots of news stories picked it up. They said the dad was saw the girl go overboard. He jumped right into action and they were both saved. Well, now insurance claims have come out. And what actually happened is the mom was making a picture of the girl and the mom yelled for the dad. So it was not the dad who allowed this 5-year-old to go overboard. He got a lot of shame on social media. He got a lot of flack. So it was the mom. Go after the mom. It was still, nobody should be up there. And her whole attitude is, well, there should be plexiglass there. I don't know why there would be something open. Well, if there was plexiglass there, you couldn't have set your 5-year-old up there for a very cool picture. But anyway, okay, now to the next thing. 2026 is here, guys, and Action Travel is very connected. Through Action Travel Incorporated, my business, I am a member of Travel Leaders, not unlike other agencies that are local. It has over 8,200 cruises blocked, cruise blocks. Like they pick so many Caribbean, so many Asia, so many Alaska, so many Bermuda, so many European, so many to Spain and Portugal, so many river cruises, and they block space. And if you called and said, hey, we're in the market to look at something to Europe next summer, that'd be the first place I'd go. I would go see what blocked space is available because it's going to automatically give you a discount. And it's going to give you group perks, many of which you just can't get anywhere else. So it's well worth checking out. Then if Travel Leaders does not have it available, I work also through the agency that I merged my Burlington store with, A Way to Go Travel from Greensboro. And they are a member from a bit more elite, luxury-minded signature travel network. And they have a remarkable 14,000 plus cruises blocked globally. It's for every reputable cruise line in the world. If there is a ferry system out there that does, well, I give you an example, the Alaska ferry. But it's inside connections, talking to the people that you need to talk to get things done so that your trip goes smoothly. Anyway, I dare you to compare. If you have got something in the market for 2026, reach out. Let me just give you a price on it. You can email it to me at the email that's listed below, or you can call me at 336-222-TRIP. It's 336-222-8747. Well, let me go back to what's really on my heart today, and that will be California. I am just so concerned. Last week I blew it. I had audio problems and I couldn't get it fixed, and I was so frustrated that I just didn't do it over. But what I was going to tell you was that after the large quake that happened in Russia, within days, there was a chain reaction, and there were over 47 active volcanoes erupting at once back into the ring of fire that I'm telling you, from Alaska over to Russia to Japan. Two more large quakes, a Russia and a Japan large quake this weekend. Nothing along the West Coast, although from space, I watched this afternoon, there's areas along the San Andreas Fault. Well, let me tell you, from living there, I was 3 blocks from the San Andreas Fault. And when Grandma tried to talk me into coming home, I said, well, Grandma, I got a lot going on and I'm going here and there. And that very next week, we had a large earthquake in Palm Springs. And I was in San Bernardino, and things came off the walls, going down the steps, and crash. And Grandma called and she said, well, I don't know what more sign the Lord is going to have to give you. And ultimately I came home after that. Anyway, what is happening is small tremors along Southern California, all the way to Northern California. The San Andreas Fault is 750 miles long. And what they're seeing now is that the San Andreas Fault is running into the Concord Fault. So it's taking it much further south. And, they had a terrible, terrible thunder and rainstorm through Southern California out to the desert, causing mudslides and just torrential rains. They're not used to it there. I can tell you from living there, I can't imagine. One of my friends showed me a clip taken in Cerritos, and boy, it was pouring like with lightning and thunder, and they just never see that. Anyway, all of the Northwest tectonic plates are shaky, and these earthquakes up in Alaska can really affect this. It's just, I think it's scary. If you look at Mount Kilauea in Hawaii, it's been erupting. Every other day you see some major eruption. And I mean, almost where you're kind of used to it, but go look at the volcanoes that are erupting. Just Google it. You will be amazed. I've been a travel agent a long time, and I was how many were erupting at the same time. Well, I'm getting ready to close off, but I wanted to tell you I would love to have you as one of our VIP travelers in 2026. When experience counts, reach out to us. We would love to help you find that palm trees and cool breeze, and all you do is pack and we take care of the details. Um, there's a lot going on in the world, but don't let an opportunity slip by. We've just added more people to our January trip, and they'll all be the VIPs because when we get off the cruise ship, we'll have a private transportation group just for us, no strangers. We'll travel in a bubble. There's just safety that way. And I think my clients really enjoy that aspect of traveling with us. It's my vacation too, so only cool people get to go, but we have got a great group this year. So I'm anxious. I will tell you all about it if you still want to go. The deal that I found this week it was an inside cabin, but an inside cabin for two was under $1,600. So if you want to go with a fun group I'll take you places off the beaten path. Come join us January for an 8-night Eastern Caribbean cruise on Celebrity Eclipse. Thanks, guys. I appreciate your time. I would love to hear from you, and thanks so much for your business. Remember, without a travel agent, you're on your own. Ciao.